that pond had silted in and was shrinking. It was going through its natural process of dying.
Hey, Mr. Pond Boss, tell me what to do to make all my Lunker Lake dreams come true.
Hello everybody, Bob Lust, the Pond Boss.
Here's a classic case. This happens fairly often where my phone will ring. The latest one was this. This guy called me and says, "Hi, I'm so excited. I got to buy my grandfather's farm, and he built a pond on it in the 40s. And then after he passed away, the farm was sold, and it's just been lying fallow for a long, long time. And I had the chance to buy it, so I bought it. And there's a 3-acre pond where I grew up catching bass and catfish. And now it's got cattails all the way around it, and I'd really like to figure out if I could do something to make it better. So how do I kill the cattails?" That was his question to me. So I said, I looked at it on Google Earth, and man, the cattails were growing out 40 feet all the way around this 3-acre pond, probably cut its size by 30 or 40%. As I looked at it, and you could see the cattails on Google Earth, it was pretty clear. What I told him that he should look at is what it would take to excavate the cattails, because over a long period of time, that pond had silted in and was shrinking. It was going through its natural process of dying. Because what happens, you build a pond, over time it silts in, and as the silt comes in, plants grow. And in this case, it was cattails. And those cattails were 6 or 7 feet tall, he said. He said he couldn't get through them. And he tried to go through once, and there was a cottonmouth, and he sunk up to his mid-thigh in silt, decided that wasn't a good thing to do. So he didn't. So the question he had for me was how do I kill the cattails? Well, you can spray them. So then you got a bunch of dead cattails sitting in silty water, and it's really shallow, that you still can't access. What I suggested to him was drain the pond, get some heavy equipment in, excavate the cattails, look at that. But before you do it, get some bids on it. So he started looking at it, and to move the amount of dirt he wanted to move to bring that pond back to life was going to be about $40,000 to $60,000. He didn't want to spend that much money, and I don't blame him. So he said, "Is there another way?" So I said, "Yep, let's take a look at this. What if you raise the dam about 3 feet, and then you have an excavator to come around the perimeter, excavate the cattails, swing around, pile them up behind, get a dozer to push them out of the way, and then excavate dirt around the perimeter to raise the dam 3 feet. That way, if you could go down 3 feet, come up 3 feet, you'd have 6 feet of water." So he got bids on that, and it was about $22,000 to $28,000, which was better. And so then as I was looking at the map, I said, or you got another choice. You could go immediately upstream of this pond in the same creek and build a brand new pond. So he got bids on that, and that was $15,000 to $18,000 to build a brand new 2-acre pond. So his choice was to go ahead and build a brand new pond, leave the old one as it was, save some money up, and then renovate the old pond. That way he was able to get what he wanted. And that worked out pretty good for him. So my point there is, on restarting a pond that way, do your homework. Figure out what needs to be done to get it like you want it. And then look at the prices or what it would cost to do that, and then figure out what you want to do. And in his case, he decided to build a brand new pond, save up some money, and then come back in later and renovate the old pond. And which is what he did, actually. It took about 5 years for him to do it, but he did it, which that worked out really good.
Pond Boss Magazine. Now this is what fuels the economy, so I can do stuff like this. $35 a year. Cheaper than a Friday night date, and it lasts a year. Adios for now.
Hey, Mr. Pond Boss, tell me what to do to make all my Lunker Lake dreams come true.